Happy Valentine's Day to all my subscribers, whether you are celebrating with someone or building yourself in silence. For those who have romantic partners, show them love. For those who will be celebrating alone, like some of us, show ourselves much love. Today is about love. Show love to this YouTube channel. Let us give this video a like. And today's video, I'm going to talk about language of the greedy. In yesterday's Marwa's video, Marwa did a video with the title Language of the Poor. Let me ask something. What happens when someone who once said we started from nothing begins to mock another man for being poor? What happens when land disputes turn into public humiliation? And let me again ask, when personal grudges becomes YouTube content, and when a man walks into his neighbor's farm, plucks maize, the very food that feeds a family, holds it up on the camera and says, look how this maize is small. This is the language of the poor. Maize is not decoration. Maize is not entertainment. Maize is food. Maize is survival. Maize is dignity in rural Africa. For those who have tasted ugali, they know very well the taste of ugali itself, because most of these African countries, let's say like in Kenya, our survival actually we depend on ugali. It is like the basic need when it comes to food. Every day we have to taste ugali, and this ugali comes from maize. So what happens when power is displayed not through wisdom but through threats? Today we are going to break down Marwa's video title, Language of the Poor, Stories in Africa, word by word, line by line. But this is not hate, this is analysis, this is accountability, this is about humility, and this is about what happens when success changes a man. Watch these clips, then we dive deep to today's topic.
You see, that's why even he doesn't harvest maize. Can you imagine? He hasn't harvested. Look. You see? And look, this is all his harvest. Look. 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 Nothing. Look. Look. I told you, you cannot have this type of mentality and succeed. This one, take it to the bank. Look what he's harvesting. A whole season. This. Even my finger is taller than his maize. That is my finger holding his maize. Literally taller. This is called the language of the poor.
Beautiful people, beautiful individuals, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Maximuma Africa. Maxwell Lumumba is my name, a village content creator born and raised in a village setup with no jobs. But at the end of the day, we do content creation to earn a living. That being that, today's topic we are going to talk about the language of the greedy, stories from Africa, a deep analysis of Marwa. Having said that, for those who have not subscribed to this amazing YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to other individuals. Remember to turn on the notification bell so that any day, anytime I post any video, you people get updated and watch my videos till the end without skipping any ads. That being that, I also have another YouTube channel that goes by the name Vibe with Lumumba. Basically, for that YouTube channel, I post videos about lifestyle, about village logs, where I am, so that we can really appreciate amazing things that happen in a rural village setup. That being that, let me take this time to tell the subscribers happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy yourself. It is all about love, love, love. Let us show this YouTube channel much love. And let me start with the title. In yesterday's Marwa's video, the phrase language of the poor is powerful, but it is also very dangerous because language reflects the mindset. When someone labels another man or another human being as poor, not economically but as an identity, it becomes dehumanizing somebody. There is a difference between a person experiencing poverty and calling someone poor as an insult. The first is a condition. The second, it is an attack of dignity or on dignity. And this is where the problem begins. Let me start by the land dispute, a common African reality. In rural Africa, land disputes are very common. For those who watch Nyabuhansi village, we have been having a lot of shenanigans when it comes to land dispute. They are emotional, they are very sensitive, and they are generational. A neighbor plowing into access road is wrong. That deserves correction. That deserves legal or local mediation. But here's the question. Does that justify public humiliation, personal family secrets, calling someone poor repeatedly? The answer is no, because conflict does not remove humanity. Let me talk about bringing personal issues to camera. Marwa did not stop at land dispute, because in the video that Marwa posted, we could see him pointing about the land that this, even he was telling us some stories because he brought up the sand issue. Marwa himself said that.
Because this man here, he likes trouble. So I was telling a story. Some 2 weeks ago, he came to my home saying he wanted to sell me sand. So I told him, okay, brother, I'm going to buy your sand. So I gave him money. And I told him, hey, they are cooking lunch, just wait and eat. So he waited. When they finished eating lunch, I told him and my boys, people are walking here. He will bring problems by saying you are walking on my land that I have planted. You can imagine. Such people need to be arrested and stay in jail.
From what we see that Marwa now exposes this man. And the reason is this. This man decided to make maximum utilization of his piece of land, where he decided to plow the land entirely until where there was some access road. So this issue, Marwa took it personal. So Marwa now is bitter about that issue. Now Marwa has decided to expose him because Marwa claims that initially this guy sold him some sand soil, and he confirmed that this man went to his compound, requested him to buy this sand from him, of which he accepted and gave him some cash. So when this person was still in that compound waiting for lunch, this guy decided to call another truck to go and take the same sand soil. Yeah? So when Marwa sent his boys to go and confirm about the sand, the boys got that another truck was carrying that sand.
So this guy, I gave him the money. He brought a truck immediately, even before finishing my lunch. So when I told the boys to come and see, it's about to rain. Then give me the money. He was a little resistant. I told him, hey, stop, give me my money. So he gave me the money.
So this led to Marwa decided that you have to pay me back my money, so that because you already sold that and actually Marwa confirmed that it took 2 weeks. So this guy, after running up and down with Marwa, he decided to pay back Marwa that money. But the story has not ended there. Now Marwa still talks about him plowing that piece of land. He even comes up and talks about the fight between the man and his brother.
The other day, I was told him and his brother, they fought for food. And the brother, I don't even know if I should say this on video, cut him with I think a spade or things like that.
After the fight, Marwa decides again to continue and proceeds, even speaking about the hospitalization story.
He went to hospital. He stayed in the hospital for like a week. Then he ran away from the hospital before paying the hospital bill. So now they are looking for him with police. So you see, such type of person, that's why you see doing a nice road, he wants to destroy it. He doesn't want person to pass here. And that's how he wants to make his money.
Ask yourself, what was the relevance when someone exposes family fights, hunger issue, domestic conflict to thousands of viewers? It stops being storytelling. It becomes character assassination. And this is where content crosses ethical boundaries. Then Marwas proceed and issue some threats. I will get Ondari. When he said, if he doesn't do something about it, he will call the father. The father to Marwa is called Ondari.
Even me, he's tried to push me, but I've told him, I will not talk to you, talk to my dad, Mzee Ondari.
That statement speaks volume. It implies fear as leverage, family power, enforcer mentality. Whether joking or serious, the message is clear. For those who know Mr. Ondari positions himself at the center of every issues concerning the village. When it comes to land issues, he's there. When it comes to road issues, he's there. So Mr. Ondari has been positioning himself as one of the authoritative people in the community, of which that is wrong. Mr. Ondari holds no authoritative power in the village, and he has no say when it comes to village matters. There is a hierarchy, there is dominancy, there is intimidation, and when that is broadcasted publicly, it shifts the narrative from justice to power flexing. Because for the people who have been watching Nyabuhansi village, they know very well that Ondari's family have even bribed the authorities, the likes of chief. So when somebody tells us that he's going to tell the father, that means a lot of things, because the same father walks with a machete where he goes. That is why even people call him Machete Man. Some people call him Goon. And let me now talk about mocking the maize symbolism.
This type of mentality and succeed. This one, take it to the bank. Look what is harvesting. A whole season. This. Even my finger is taller than his maize. That is my finger holding his maize. Literally taller. This is called the language of the poor.
Marwa proceeds. He plucks maize from the neighbor's land and said, look at how small this maize is. He goes ahead and put that maize in his palm to the finger, then says that look the way this maize is very small, even as compared to my fingers. This is the language of the poor. That moment is symbolic. Maize in rural Africa represent food, survival, dignity, and effort. You don't know how much effort somebody has used to make that maize. to be where it is. Okay, we have to accept the reason why that maize is the way it is because this same man lacked fertilizer, because fertilizer is very expensive. He lacked fertilizer to put on his maize. So why do you mock maize? And you know very well in rural setup in Kenya, we depend in maize. When it comes to making githeri, when it comes to making ugali, we depend on maize. So to mock someone's harvest is to mock their livelihood, especially when you once said we started poor. There is a Swahili saying that usimdharau maskini, hujui kesho. Let me translate that to English. Do not mock the poor. You do not know tomorrow. Whatever goes up comes down. And let me talk about the hypocrisy from poverty to pride. Marwa himself has said so many times, we started from nothing. That narrative inspired people. People supported him because he was, we call it relatable. He was humble. He represented hope, but success tests character more than poverty does. It is easy to humble when you have nothing. It is harder to humble when you have land, camera, money, influence, horses, Mercedes. So that is why Marwa sees himself as the top to the rest of the people. So that is where reality or real maturity shows. Let me talk about content versus character. Here's the bigger issue. When creators start turning village disputes, personal grudges, family fight into monetized content, the line between storytelling and exploitation becomes very thin. And ask, was this educational? Was this necessary? Or was it emotional venting disguised as a content? There is a difference. Let me say about the danger of public humiliation. In African culture, public embarrassment is deep. It can destroy reputation. Having said that, you get that even this person, when he comes back and being told that this individual did a video about you, actually he will not talk to Marwa again. And also it escalates conflict. Instead of solving this conflict, you get that the conflict between the neighbors escalates. The brother of this man watches you. The family members, they watch you. So at the end of it, instead of building the bridges, you get that you build the grudges for yourself, and that will result to conflict, and it creates generational grudges. It has happened today. Marwa has come to the camera and said about this family. This family, the next time when the children, the likes of Maisha, when they will be taking control, the children to this man will hold that grudge against Maisha because Maisha's father came to camera and talked ill about their father. So you do not expose neighbors like that, because today is views, tomorrow it will be bringing a lot of tension. Real power is quiet, real wealth is controlled, real growth is humility. Let me talk about the psychology of new money mentality. Sometimes when someone escapes poverty, they become afraid of ever returning, and the fear shows up as overcompensation, pride, aggression, belittling others, because deeper down they are still fighting their older identity. Calling someone poor may actually rejecting your own past. That's psychology. Let me just send this message to Marwa, which this is not hate, this is reflection. Success is temporarily, YouTube fame is temporarily, land can be lost, money can disappear, trends change. The trends of nowadays, you can see the trends are really changing, but character follows you forever. What you do today, it will be following you the rest of your life. Humility multiplies influence. Pride destroys it. So if you came from poverty, your responsibility is not to mock it to others. It is to uplift those still inside it. Let me say this. The language of poor is not small maize. The language of poor is survival. The language of poor is resilience, and the language of poor is dignity. But the language of the greedy, that is pride, that is exposure, that is intimidation, that is forgetting where you came from. And history has shown us whatever goes up will come down. Goodbye.